It's Advantage Citroën at the Rally Catalunya in Spain. Their drivers Sebastian Loeb and Dani Sordo are first and second going into the third and final day. If they stay there, they will claim the manufacturer's title today, while Sebastian Loeb will continue his challenge for a 6th World Drivers' title. Citroën's main rivals, Ford, have been led by the challenge of Mikko Hirvonen, who holds third. But he has not been able to seriously pressurise the Citroëns on the Spanish tarmac. It's essential he maintains his position, though, as that will mean he goes into the last round in Great Britain with a 1-point lead in the Drivers' Championship. But with his teammate Jari-Matti Latvala down in 6th, the manufacturer's title looks to be on its way to France. Sebastian Loeb may be the #1 driver at Citroën, but for much of the first 2 days in Spain, he's trailed his teammate, the local hero, Dani Sordo. Loeb leads, but that is thanks to some tactical manoeuvring late yesterday when Sordo slowed down to ensure that Loeb is best placed to take the 10 points for the win. But the young Spaniard has demonstrated his first WRC win cannot be far away.
Why not? I start really well, and today also I drove well. Sebastian also, and it's only distance is only one second. No, it's not too much, but we will see. At the moment, it's not possible because the situation is really very difficult. But I enjoy.
It's been a good weekend all round for the French manufacturer. Peter Solberg is making his debut in the Citroën C4 and showed some of the form that took him to the 2003 drivers' title, winning stage 12.
It's been a really good day. It's gone much faster forward than I expected, you know, because it's a fast car, but you have to learn to use it very perfectly, you know. So I'm getting there. There
is another Citroën in 5th, with Sébastien Ogier putting in another strong performance. The only Citroën driver who won't be celebrating in Spain is Evgeny Novikov, who added another spectacular off to his collection this season on stage 7.
Open 0 long.
Not the start he wanted to his new partnership with the experienced co-driver Stéphane Prévost. So Loeb's advantage over Sordo going into the final day is just 1.5 seconds, but of most significance is that Mikko Hirvonen is 48 seconds behind, and he will have to keep an eye on Peter Solberg and Ogier, who are both within 45 seconds of him. Rally Catalunya is based in the holiday resort of Salou, 110 kilometres to the south of Barcelona. But there is no lying around on the beach today, with 6 tough stages on the roads in the hills and forests around here to come. And here is some more information on those. The final day of Rally Spain is the shortest of the event at 94 kilometres. As with the previous 2 days, there are 6 stages in total, and these are fast public roads. Watch out for the roundabout in Rua de Cañas, where the fans turn out in their thousands. The rally ends with a sprint through the 4 kilometres of La Serra d'Almos. So to the final day's stages, and Citroën are just 94 kilometres away from retaining the manufacturer's title. A nervous morning ahead for Sebastian Loeb and Dani Sordo. Rally leader Loeb is first into the 16-kilometre Rua de Cañas. It's another wide-flowing road, but despite the fast speeds, expect Citroën's #1 to take it easy today. The 10 points for this win are absolutely critical. Having been a perfect team player and conceded the lead to his championship-chasing teammate the previous evening, Sordo still seems keen to prove his pace. Dani claims the first stage win of the day in Rua de Cañas and closes right up on Loeb again. Mikko Hirvonen still has no answer to the Citroën's pace on tarmac, so a podium spot is the best he can achieve. But with Peter Solberg starting just over 22 seconds behind, his position is by no means secure just yet. A wild slide through the roundabout for Sebastian Ogier. It's the first time he's tackled these stages after crashing out on Saturday when competing in the JWRC last year. But he's third fastest in stage 13, and he makes up 1.7 seconds on Petter. It's become a bruising weekend for Evgeny Novikov's new co-driver Stéphane Prévost after their day 2 crash. Amazingly, despite the heavy damage, they are back in action, competing under the Super Rally rules.
Caution, 1 hard, attention. Right 1 half short.
Oh, not again. Well, Prevo may be wondering what he's let himself in for. It's another misjudgment from Novikov.
No, it's not possible.
The young Russian is talented, but his levels of concentration still leave a lot to be desired. No changes on the leaderboard in that stage, but Loeb's lead is down under a second, although due to team orders, that may be academic. The Santa Maria stage is the longest of the final day at 26.5 kilometers, and rally leader Loeb is well aware that these fast-flowing roads could still cause problems. Interestingly, despite having numerous cuts marked in his notes, Loeb has opted to keep his C4 on the tarmac for fear of picking up a puncture. It may mean a slightly slower line, but a safety-first approach is understandable with so much at stake. Loeb's teammate Danny Sordo is next through. Santa Marina is a challenging stretch of road. There's a lot of grip, but it's still very easy to make a mistake. Joining Hirvonen now, and the Finn will be grateful. He's already built up a healthy advantage as Petter Solberg is making this final morning distinctly uncomfortable. He needs to finish third to stay in the championship lead, but at the same time, Mikko is hoping to look after his car with the final round in Wales in mind. Loeb will be hoping Petter Solberg can still challenge his championship rival Hirvonen for third. And in his new C4, the Norwegian has shown rapid improvement. It's in Wales where Solberg really could challenge for the top positions, but he's been impressive on the Spanish tarmac too. No need for Sordo to push now, though. The Spaniards roll for his team already fulfilled to perfection. Maybe Citroen's number 2 is starting to ease off the pace as he's 1.1 seconds slower than Loeb, who's already completed this stage. In the fight for third, Hirvonen has been a little slower than Petter Solberg through all the early split times. He may lose a bit of his advantage in here. Back with Solberg now, and the former world champion has maintained his impressive speed into the final kilometre. He could claim another stage win here in Santa Marina if he can beat Loeb's effort. Yes, another fastest time for Petter, and he makes up a bit more time on Hirvonen.
I feel like I have a quite good control and balance, so it's not bad.
Solberg's impressive pace is also needed to keep a hard-charging Sebastian Ogier behind. With Petter flying in stage 14, though, the Frenchman's conceded he may not be able to catch the man in fourth. With the stages running out on this final morning, he loses 5 more seconds to the Norwegian here. Jani-Matti Latvala, while unable to challenge the front runners on his least favourite surface, has been a model of consistency this weekend. The Finn has set the 6th fastest time on every single stage in Spain, which he duly does for the 14th time on the first run through Santa Marina. The top 8 is completed by the forwards of Matthew Wilson and Federico Villagra, but it's still Citroen at the top. Loeb's lead over Sordo back up to 1.7 seconds. And the French team's bid for glory continues after the break, where we also catch up with Spain's WRC legend, Carlos Sainz. Welcome back to the final day of Rally Catalunya, where Sebastian Loeb is in the lead. Spain's Danny Sordo is in second, a great performance on home soil, and one that will have impressed Spain's greatest ever rally driver.
He will do Formula 1.
First of all, Carlos, how lovely to see you. What are you doing here in Rally Spain?
Say hello, first of all, to all the old friends. have a look a little bit in the rally, in the service park and all that. But basically, I just come to Spanish Rally to say hello to many good old friends.
What do you think of the championship battle this year? It's a tight one, isn't it?
It's really tight and really interesting for looking really interesting for the last race, and that is how it should be. Nearly all the championships like that, you keep the interest up.
I've got to ask you this: who do you think is going to win?
Not so easy. I think, like many times, Rally in England will decide, and you know, it's not an easy rally. It's many tricky places there, and I think it's going to be a great battle. And anyhow, both drivers, either Sebastian or Mirko, they have done a fantastic year, so they all both deserve.
And a few words about Dani Sordo here today. I think he's proved that he's finally come of age, and he's done a terrific drive today.
He has done a good job. I think he's really prepared now to win his first rally, and now he has to keep improving on the gravel, and I think one day he can become champion.
The third stage used on the final day is the 4-kilometre La Serra d'Almos. Although it's very short, this is arguably the trickiest of the whole rally. It's a lot bumpier than the rest of the stages, so requires a very different mindset. But Sebastian Loeb looks to be in control. And Seb sets his 5th fastest time of the weekend, beating Dani Sordo by 0.6 of a second. Third place, Mikko Hirvonen is relieved he can take it easy on the rough, bumpy tarmac. And also that Petter Solberg is running out of kilometres to challenge his podium position. Solberg, though, is known for his never-give-up attitude and is again looking pretty rapid on this final day. It's not a great run through stage 15 for the 2003 world champion, though. Petter loses just under 2 seconds to the man in third. All the main contenders holding position after that short stage, so Latvala remains in 6th ahead of Wilson and Valagra, but it's still Loeb at the top, and just 3 stages remain now between him and those crucial 10 championship points. And with Sordo in 2nd, Citroën are on the verge of winning their 5th manufacturer's title. The mechanics will be making sure everything is sound with those cars at the service stop in Salou. And even though it looks like the manufacturer's title has slipped away, the Ford mechanics will be doing the same with Hirvonen's car. He has to go on and claim 3rd position.
It's crucial you get home this afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I can't afford to lose any points now, so I really need to finish.
Are you disappointed with what's happened this weekend?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we had a good stage, so I was hoping that maybe we would have a better chance to challenge Citroëns for the 2nd place, but okay, we made a step forward, but we are not there yet, so we still need to work on it.
We've seen a great performance in Spain from Petter Solberg on his debut in the Citroën C4, and he will be relishing the chance to unleash his new car on the gravel in Wales.
This must give you great confidence for Rally GB, looking forward to the final event of the year.
Yeah, I can tell you one thing. I have always had a lot of confidence in myself. But I haven't could prove it at all for a long time. And this rally, I have proven it. And on gravel, I'm normally quite fast. We are doing 2 days testing, so... but it will be a hard competition, you know. Mikko, Loeb, everybody wants to win, and they're fighting for the championship. So who knows? I will go absolutely flat out in Rally GB.
The final loop of stages in Spain begins with a repeat of the 16-kilometre Rua de Cañas, run earlier as stage 13. The Spanish fans are packed around the famous roundabout. Loeb has rarely been troubled on tarmac in recent years, and although he's been more than matched by his teammate Sordo for speed, in terms of the win, no one else has come close. Sordo, though, has proved his point already this weekend. Good Good support from his fans as ever. Barring a late disaster, second place is assured for Danny. And by putting himself in between Loeb and Hirvonen, he should give his teammate a timely boost in the championship. Easing right off, Sordo is almost 13 seconds behind Loeb by the end of the penultimate test. Hirvonen will be slightly concerned at the pace being shown by Petter Solberg on this final morning. While his advantage in third looks reasonably secure, any late errors could be severely punished. He makes it through 16 and 17 without major incident. Most in the top 6 easing off, there is one exception, and that is Petter Solberg, who seems to be enjoying himself too much in his Citroën C4 to slow down. Petter wins both stages, making it 4 in total now, but the gap to Hirvonen is still just 17.7 seconds, and the Norwegian is in defiant mood.
I know it's been difficult many times, you know, through the years that maybe people have doubted, but up yours. People have doubted.
Sebastian Ogier has sensibly realised that with Petter attacking so hard, risking a late bid to claim fourth would be a foolish exercise. The Frenchman has really impressed in the second half of the season, and it's looking like another strong result. Jari-Matti Latvala had long since conceded the feat of catching Ogier. The Finn has been remarkably consistent, though, setting 14 consecutive 6th place stage times. A solid drive from the 24-year-old for a likely 6th place finish. With one stage remaining, Loeb's 6th win of the year is all but assured. He's 12.6 seconds ahead of Sordo. Hirvonen should be safe in third, although Petter has closed the gap to 17.7 seconds. So just one short stage to go, and the 4 kilometres of La Serra d'Almos is coming up after the break. Welcome back to Catalonia, where just one short stage remains in the Rally de España. Before we watch the event's finale, let's round up the runners further back. Matt Wilson has done just enough to see off the challenge of fellow Ford drivers Federico Villagra and Henning Solberg. 7th position would equal the Brits' best ever tarmac result. 8th place for Villagra is a fine way for the Argentinian to sign off his 2009 campaign. It's his 6th points finish of the season and the Munchies Ford man's best ever result on tarmac. After showing good pace at the end of day 2, Henning Solberg had hopes of sneaking past Villagra for the final points position. He couldn't sustain his speed today, so may have to settle for 9th, but should at least score a manufacturer point for Stobart Ford. Danny Snobeck can take a lot of credit for a fine drive in his Peugeot 307. The Frenchman should finish as the highest placed privateer after Petter Solberg. Never the most comfortable on tarmac, Citroën Juniors Conrad Rautenbach is running in 11th as we head into the final stage. And Khaled Al-Qasimi has put in a fine recovery since a frustrating day 1 retirement. The Abu Dhabi Tourism Authority-backed driver has fought his way up 28 positions over the final 2 days to make it into 14th. Onto the final stage, the short 4-kilometre blast through the bumpy, abrasive La Serra d'Almos. Jari-Matti Latvala still has plenty of work to do on his tarmac technique. The Finn will be happy to finish the rally unscathed, but he'll know better than most that Citroën are about to wrap up the Manufacturers' Championship with a round to spare, largely because of his own inconsistent season. Sebastian Ogier has been the most improved driver over the second half of 2009. The WRC rookie has responded well to early criticism after a difficult start to his debut season. 5th position is his. Petter Solberg has worked hard, but even the experienced Norwegian won't be able to make up 18 seconds on Hirvonen in 4 kilometres on speed alone. Still, it's a fine return to form. 4th place is his best result on asphalt since Corsica 2005. It seems for the time being a podium is the best Hirvonen can hope for on tarmac. With the work, Citroën's almost unbeatable on sealed surfaces. The 3rd place and 6 points are crucial for Mikko's championship hopes, though.
3rd place, you desperately wanted 2nd, so in your books it'll be a failure?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't the best rally, but you know, it's gonna be all in now in GP. So that's gonna be a some rally, but you know, not a bad weekend. We'll see how it goes in the last one.
And Dani Sordo can take great pride from one of his finest ever performances. While the Spaniard was never going to be allowed to win if Loeb was running second, Dani has at least proved, all being equal, he is more than capable of claiming his first ever win. He's again played the perfect team role for Citroën and his teammate.
The manufacturer championship is really important and big step for in the drivers' championship for Sebastian and also for me, and this is a very good weekend.
Loeb, meanwhile, has had to wait a long time to get back to winning ways. After being denied his victory in Australia, his last win was in Argentina back in April. Here in Spain, though, there's rarely been any doubt he may have been helped by his teammate, but it doesn't matter now. It's win number 53 for Loeb and co-driver Daniel Elena. And an absolutely critical 10 championship points. That's also the manufacturer's title sewn up for Citroën.
Sebastian Loeb, another Rally Spain win. How tough was this one with Dani?
This one was tough because Dani was pushing very hard at the start. We tried to fight. Then we knew also that we don't have to make any mistake, just fighting together. It's so important for us to finish. But we were really confident. It was really a pleasure to drive again on tarmac for me. It's a long time we didn't do that.
Another dominant Citroën 1-2 on tarmac then, with Loeb claiming victory by 12 seconds over Sordo. Hirvonen finishes third, almost a minute behind the leader, with Petter Solberg fourth and Sébastien Ogier fifth. With those positions converted to points, Loeb crucially gets 4 more than his championship rival.
Are you now of that 6th driver's title?
I'm not more confident than that. I know that Mikko will be very difficult to beat there. He's very good in Wales, and we'll see. But we have again a chance to win the championship, and that's the main thing.
I can say today, if we have World Championship for the manufacturer, I think it's Dani's title, you know, because without him we can't succeed. And the driver's title will be Seb's title. And I think for Wales it will be quite interesting because Mikko is a great driver, Seb too. So I think for the spectators, for everybody, it will be the best rally we ever seen.
It's official then, this is the closest championship fight since 2003. Mikko Hirvonen takes a 1-point lead into the final round. Dani Sordo secures third. Petter's 4th place helps him leapfrog his brother. And with their emphatic 1-2 finish, Citroën retain the manufacturer's championship in style. They now hold an unbeatable 21-point lead over Ford. Citroën are champions again after an incredible start to the season. Saw Sebastian Loeb win the first 5 rounds, backed up successfully by Dani Sordo. What had seemed to be an unassailable lead of 39 points briefly looked to be in danger after Loeb picked up a penalty in Sardinia, and then his dramatic crash in Greece heralded a mid-season surge by Ford. Going into this event, Citroën needed to beat their rivals by 6 points to take the title. A third maximum haul here this weekend has clinched the victory, which their early season dominance had set up so convincingly. Citroën have now equalled Peugeot's 5 manufacturer championships, and that puts them joint second to Lancia, who won the title 10 times.
Everybody says the pilot title is more visible, but for us, the first is Citroën. So I'm very pleased and very happy. Yes, it's great. And now Seb can still win the title, which is wonderful. We'll have a great rally in Great Britain, so I cannot imagine something better for now, for today.
And fittingly, it is Dani Sordo who receives the Abu Dhabi Spirit of the Rally Award for his superb drive, and of course for his dedication to the team and his teammate when he willingly agreed not to battle Sebastian for the rally win. After Citroën's success here in Spain, check out WRC.com for a preview to the now all-important Rally GB. There's also an insight into the development of a new electronic yellow flag system. And don't forget to test your rally knowledge with the online quiz. But here in Spain, Citroën hold the top 2 spots for the 4th year in a row, and they can now celebrate as 2009 manufacturer champions. Loeb's win here in Spain means the Drivers' Championship will be decided in Wales. See you there for the winner-takes-all decider.